Thailand means land of the free. It's a country of vast beauty, complex history and intricate culture. Of shrouded mountains, terraced rice paddies, island getaways, frantic cities and saffron-robed monks in pointy-tiered temples. The Lutheran Church of Australia has a partnership with the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Thailand. Volunteers are welcomed at a variety of places, such as a slum community centre, a halfway house for single pregnant women who have been rejected by their families, and English teaching in rural areas.
Myself and two friends spent 5 weeks in northeast Thailand to live with local teachers and help them with their English. We spent the first part of the time with Atanwipa, and during the day we spent time in her classroom and at other schools as well, and in the afternoon we just spoke with her and her family. Second part of the time we went with a whole bunch of teachers to another village to spend time at an English camp, which was quite an experience.
That's what Jesus said.
Thailand's 62 million people are well known for their friendliness, hospitality and zesty cuisine.
Home of Grace is a really good for coming and having everything prepared for you and available to you. There's a nice big room that you can stay in and a bed, and then you have 3 meals a day if you wish, if you want the meals, and you have a nice Thai cuisine, rice 3 times a day.
But in general the kids that we spent time with just love singing and playing games, and so we had to come up with all these crazy ideas or remember back to our primary school days and kind of dance around playing hokey pokey and that sort of thing. But generally just trying to help the kids and teachers to understand better and to speak a little better.
Recent reports show that over 25% of Thai people live on less than $2 a day. Thailand has made strong progress against poverty since the 1990s, but the gap between rich and poor is as wide as ever, and a persistent problem in both rural and urban parts of Thailand.
Home of Praise is a community centre in a slum which is under a freeway in Bangkok. Sometimes when the big trucks go over the freeway, the whole building wobbles a little bit. In the afternoons after school, local kids come and spend time playing games, learning English, learning some musical instruments, that sort of thing. Time just where they can be kids and be cared for. Like, slum life is really quite stressful, and a lot of the kids have family members who are in prison or who are in trouble or who are addicted to drugs or something like that. And also a lot of the kids are required to help out financially to keep the family keep them going. So Home of Praise just provides a place where the kids can just be kids for a while.
I think the biggest help a volunteer can be is hanging out with the girls, spending time with them, improving their English. The more English they have, the better jobs they can get.
How about, can she speak French?
No.
No?
Just giving them time and patience. If you've got a special skill, or you're good at making something, you know, bring those skills with you and teach them. They love to learn.
The biggest help that volunteers can be, I think, at Home of Praise is really just to love the kids and spend time with them. And for them, like, they have a hard life, and so knowing that someone from a Western country cares about them and wants to be with them is just a huge encouragement for them.
Being a happy person, just to help them through their rough days. They have hard days. They're alone as well here, so you're kind of all going through the same thing together as a volunteer and the mum. So just being happy and a positive influence all the time.
The typical Thai community is still the traditional farming village. The vast majority of the population live in rural areas and make their living from the land, especially from subsistence rice farming.
We spent a few difficult hours in classrooms with kids who really couldn't speak English, and we couldn't speak Thai, so we didn't really know how to convey anything to them. So I think volunteers really need to be able to speak some Thai. Probably the more the better, because most of the workers and the kids don't speak any English except, you know, the basics that they're learning. So being able to communicate with them is kind of important. So I think being as prepared as you can in terms of having some resources, English resources, having plenty of games up your sleeves, having songs that talk about body parts and all of that sort of thing would just be really, really helpful, so that you're not just trying to make things up on the spot and kind of out of your depth. So being prepared and being flexible and creative as possible, yeah, that would be a huge help.
Be willing to experience the foods, soak in the culture, just enjoy it while you're here. There'll be low times, but you come out the other end and it's amazing what you can learn about yourself and about God.
And you don't need to take much with you, especially being in a poor area. It's good not to take lots of gadgets and expensive jewellery, and just to live simply like the people do.
Thailand is one of the most strongly Buddhist countries in the world. 95% of people practice Buddhism, often mixed with primal religious spirit practices. Other religions are allowed to coexist alongside Buddhism, but Christianity isn't widely practiced, as Buddhism is deeply tied to Thai's national and personal identity.
The lows have been the loneliness. There's been really probably some of the lowest times of my life have been here, but that's also added to the experience and to the great part of God bringing me out of that and knowing that I had to rely on Him.
I think the hardest part was going to a rural area after I hadn't been in the country for very long. So trying to learn different communication styles, different cultural ways, different expectations was really quite draining, because I often felt a lot of the time that I had absolutely no idea what was actually expected of me and what was going to happen next. But then, yeah, like we muddled through and kind of learnt as quickly as we could. And I also struggled a bit not having heaps of personal time or free space, that sort of thing. I think it was so rewarding getting through the initial communication and cultural struggles and starting to make connections and realise how to communicate better. That was fantastic. And just the kids who were so excited to have a real live English speaker in their midst and like signing kids' shirts and soccer balls and all that kind of stuff was a total hoot.
But I think really the highlight is getting to know the girls and hanging out with them, and just the whole experience, the culture, everything. It's been exciting to come and be a part of something and know you're doing something for God.
It's amazing to be able to share your life with them and to share Jesus' love and to see them accept that and experience, you know, just your friendship. So it's incredibly enriching and rewarding.
So you just come willing to experience new things and give things a go. Just relax and enjoy your time. Soak it all up. Yeah.
Consider Thailand and meet God in the faces and lives of His people there.